white boys that pulled up to the HBCU to looking for a debate, DEI, conservatism, etc., etc. I'm not here to question your motives, but optically, it wasn't a good look. Right message, wrong messenger. Now, I appreciate that you guys tried and also brought this conversation to the front of the class because it's long overdue that black people in the black community, HBCUs, have a conversation about free speech and conservatism. Black people are conservative, but the HBCUs have turned into a liberal indoctrination camp. It has been infested. Black people are conservative. They send their kids to these liberal arts HBCUs. Then next thing you know, these girls cut their hair off. They got these septum rings and they talking about white supremacy this, white supremacy that. All that money donated to the HBCUs, Trump allocating all that money. And what do you get from that? You get septum ring piercings, you get crippling student loan debt. Like HBCUs, they need conservatives, point blank. Conservatives need a space in HBCUs if they're going to change course. They might need a new conservative president, new conservative dean. They're going to need at least have a conservative conversation because they're the amount of money being invested into HBCUs and these kids are coming out of the school with this type of degree, with liberal arts degrees, and can't nothing in AI, engineering, nothing like that. They're just going there to be told that white supremacy is holding them back and why their student loan is the way that it is. Come on now. Come on. So
Yeah, I agree 100% with what he says because all of this stuff is stuff that I say on a regular basis. The only thing I don't agree with is he said right message, wrong messenger, because I think that there's always a right messenger. And you can't pick and choose who can tell the truth and who can't tell the truth. More importantly, I think that their reaction to what happened on campus is more of a reflection of who they were and not necessarily a reflection of who it is that was bringing the message. Anybody should be able to have a conversation and have debate. And if you don't like it, then you should just walk away or you can observe quietly. But to run somebody off of campus was completely disrespectful to yourself, your parents, and your culture. But then again, I don't think that anybody cares about that.
we need the Bible back in HBCUs. We need conservatives back in HBCUs. And until that changes, all that money that Trump invested will be just flushed down the toilet because nothing's going to change.
So HBCU, right, who just got a bunch of federal funding from Trump himself, right? Just got a bunch of funding. Kick out two guys who just wanted to sit down and have a conversation just like Charlie Kirk used to do on college campuses. But instead of accepting it, they decided it was best if they booted them out, act all crazy, have these signs called Black Lives Matter, and literally just boot them out of the place. I'm going to say something, and you're probably not going to like it, but I don't really give a damn because I tell it 100, straight 100, no bullshit. I have dealt with racism, but not from whites, not from Hispanics, from blacks. I have been called every name in the book by blacks. You're not going to sit here and tell me that black people are not the most racist people on the planet.
Let me ask y'all a question because this just popped in my head. Is it racism if a black person calls another person that is black something because they don't necessarily agree with their ideology when it comes to race? So, for example, if they call you a coon, they call you whatever, so on and so forth, which I've been on the receiving end of a lot of that. Is that racism because they talking to another black person, or does it have to be directed at a white person, or is it based off of your mindset and ideologies and whatever it is that you know what I'm saying, stand on from a cultural perspective. Give me some insight inside of the chat.
Point blank, period. And if you want to prove me wrong, prove me wrong. Trust me. Prove me wrong. I don't give a shit. I've dealt with it. Even when I voted for Trump, I dealt with it, but twice as worse. I was called a coon, I was called an Uncle Tom, I was called every single name in the book. By what? Black people. When I got married to my husband and they saw a picture of my husband, they assumed that, he was white, even though he's Puerto Rican, even though I've said that a million fucking times that he's Puerto Rican. FYI, Puerto Ricans have the white, black, and Indian blood. His family has Indian blood in their family. Some of the women in his family have the same long hair, long, beautiful, soft hair as Indians. But no matter how many times I would say that, they'd still come after me. Black people have a tendency to embarrass themselves over and over and over again. And at this point, there is no point in trying to get through to them. Everything in their mind is racist. This is how you know the mainstream media has brainwashed them to the point of no return. Some of them who are smart enough may be saved, but I don't see that. I don't see that happening. This is why whenever time there is something involving black people, they always find a way to embarrass themselves. Stop fucking embarrassing us. Stop it. Because
Nah, you know what? And again, I don't think it's necessarily black people. I think it's the culture. And every single person is not the same way that all white people aren't the same, and so on and so forth. I don't think that they're embarrassing us. I think that they're embarrassing them. And anybody that supports it, and anybody that advocates for it, and anybody that thinks it's cool. I seen Kamala Harris walk through Howard today in order to go and sell her book, and everybody was cool. But if a person that doesn't look like you, if they don't stand for what you stand for, if they're not aligned with what you align with, if they decide that they want to walk through campus or they want to have a conversation or a respectful debate, then all hell is going to break loose. And again, I said this on After Hours, it was more of an embarrassment of them than it was, and when I say them, the actual students, black students at HBCUs. And it's so funny because I was just reading about and observing other people make comments about the fact that HBCUs received a ton of funding from the Trump administration, which obviously this is not the first time. And he's been very supportive of HBCUs in ways that Democrats, especially Obama, was never in support of HBCUs. But objectively, he's the president of the entire United States of America, including HBCUs. The whole concept of HBCUs in 2025, as of the recording of this video, is very dumb. It's very stupid in the first place because it's basically racist in itself because there's no other community of people that can actually have their own colleges that is primarily designed to uphold their culture and speak to whatever it is that they come from. But, even when you try to have respectful debate at an organization or at a university that was founded by white people, you start to see all of these signs and hateful messages about Black Lives Matters. I absolutely agree with both of them. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. T. Tanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I always like to leave a link back in the description back to the content creator in order to give them credit, regardless of whether I agree with them or not. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.